Hello everyone, my name is Major Keys, and this is episode 1 of The Hobbit Hole. The Hobbit is a children's fantasy novel created by author J.R.R. Tolkien. It is also the prequel to the award-winning show Lord of the Rings. As our story begins, we start with our main protagonist, Bilbo Baggins. He is a hobbit who is visited by the wizard Gandalf and asked to go on a dragon-slaying adventure. At first, Bilbo is skeptical because most hobbits are known to live calm, settled lives. After Bilbo agrees to the task, he ends up with several dwarves, and he is making his way to the dragon's lair. As the story progresses, Bilbo finds a ring that grants him powers of invincibility. Later along in the story, Bilbo and his crew are captured and imprisoned by the wood elves in the Mirkwood Forest. This story is compelling to me because I feel that if I was in Bilbo's shoes, I would not have made the choice to go on the adventure. I feel that he was being pushed by the dwarves into the adventure. I also feel that he is at an extreme disadvantage after Gandalf leaves, because he is extremely wise and can help Bilbo throughout his journey. Next, I have a few questions from my group that I must answer. Do I like the mythical creatures in this book? Should there be more, less, or none at all? I do enjoy the mythical creatures in this book. I feel that the mythical creatures play a large role, from the dragon to the dwarves. The dragon plays its role in being the main antagonist. The antagonist is important to the story. It brings the story to life. It gives it conflict. It gives it a purpose to the story. The dwarves, on the other hand, are there as Bilbo's assistants, to say. They're there specifically to help Bilbo and to push Bilbo into the adventure. Another question I have is, while reading this book, was I entertained? I would say that I was entertained most of the time while reading this book. Here and there were cases of repetition that was not needed. For example, in the beginning of the book, in the scene where dwarves began coming into Bilbo's house, asking for tea and cake, I feel that scene went on a little too long, and the repetition in that scene was not needed for the scene. Another question that I have is, why did the main character go on this adventure? Was there a deeper motive? I feel that Bilbo was kind of pushed into this adventure. The dwarves would not stop coming into his house unless he did go on the adventure. I also feel that there was a deeper motive to when Bilbo wanted to go on this adventure. I feel that he was a little bored with his life. Because most hobbits, since they are quiet, calm people, they don't do much adventuring. They don't do very many things that may, for say, get their heart pounding. I feel that Bilbo wanted to feel something like that. I feel that he was maybe a little inattentive or bored with his life. Another question I have is, how do the characters evolve as the story goes on? As the story goes on, I would say all the characters have a pretty good character upbringing. For example, the dwarves, they come from being pesty, annoying, in Bilbo's house when they're asking for tea and cake, to being people that are helping Bilbo on his adventure. Another example of character upbringing is Bilbo, for example. In the beginning, he did not want to do this at all, not one bit. But as the story goes on, he realizes, hey, maybe this is not so bad. I can do this. And he kind of fills his own shoes. Some things that I think are going to happen in the next few chapters of the story are, I feel that Bilbo and the dwarves will escape, and they will get out of the forest. Once they're out of the forest, though, I feel that they will run into even more conflict before they can reach the dragon. Once they reach the dragon, though, I believe that there will be a high climax of them fighting the dragon, and it will be a long story containing a death scene. And that is all we have for today. Thank you for watching my podcast, The Hobbit Hole. Goodbye.